If you are being targeted or gang stalked, you have to ignore it. And I know how difficult this is when you're in the deep of this, because I have been there multiple times, but it has to be done. The whole purpose of it is to deter you, to distract you, to siphon your energy, to keep you in a state of low vibration, of fear, of panic or fight or flight, right? Because you have codes in your DNA. Now, you might already have a spiritual awakening, or maybe you're on the path. Maybe you're a generational curse breaker and they noticed that you were cutting the family members out, doing all the things that leads up to an awakening, right? So they might catch on to it and start attacking you before. And the more light that somebody has, the more darkness that they're going to attract. That's just a fact. So that's the whole point of it, is to deter you, to siphon your energy, to distract you. Like, they want you taking the pictures of them trying to prove it. That's what they want. They want all of your attention. They want to keep you in a low vibration. And I'll just tell you a story now. Like, when I first found TikTok, and I had gotten out of the gang stalking a couple times at this point, and I was like, oh, wow, great. Look, there's all these other targeted individuals on here. And I was meeting people and talking to them, so it was real good. But all my feeds started filling up with, like, gang stalking stuff from meeting these targets. And it would be, like, people trying to prove it, like the cars following them around, or the drones, or, you know, all the terrible things that we have to go through. And when this was all that was on my feed, and, like, that's all that I was feeding into my subconscious mind, I started noticing things firing up again. Or also just talking to other targets and the bitching and the complaining all the time of what's going on. It was making everything start to fire up. And I was just like, whoa. Right? And I knew that's exactly what it was. So we have to be very careful. Very careful with this stuff. So when you go out, like, just... it's like you got a paparazzi. I know it sucks. They're demon diddlers, right? Psychopathic demon diddlers. But, like, fuck them. Who cares? Let them follow you around and whatever. When they don't get any of your attention, there's nothing that pisses them off fucking more. Okay? There's nothing that pisses these diddlers off more. So, starve them. Just starve them. It's a huge one. Victim mentality and ignoring it. I think those are the two biggest ones. And the reason that they're doing it to you is because, yeah, the low vibration, all this stuff, they're trying to keep you off your path. They know that you are on the path of awakening if you're not already awakened. And they want to keep you in a low vibration, keep you distracted, siphon your energy so that you're not filling your purpose. They're actually afraid of you. Yeah, they're fucking scared shitless of you and your light. They're afraid that you're going to heal. They're afraid that you're going to remember who you are. They're afraid that all those codes that in your DNA that are healing and activating for other people and the planet are going to activate. So they traumatize you as much as they can. The more trauma that we have in our field, the lower vibrations that we're at, if we're in fear and all these things, those codes are not activated, right? So a lot of people get trapped in that, and in that part of it, and trying to prove it, trying to get somebody, like, to explain, like, this is what is going on in the pictures. But unfortunately, nobody's coming to save us. But I do guarantee you, if you do the work and you start healing, the more we heal, the better it gets. And it's a lot of work. Like, I've been working at it for 3 years, but I'm going to promise you, and there's tons of other of us also that have come out of it, right? So victim mentality gotta go, and ignoring it. Ignore the demon diddlers. It's a must. One more time. Ignore the demon diddlers. That's what I call them. Yeah. Gang stalker, like they actually like that word, so I took that power back from them a long time ago. I call them what they really are. Demon diddlers. So anyways, I just thought I would touch base on that. And yeah, don't ever think that you did something wrong or... No, it's the complete opposite. You're doing everything right. They're afraid of you. Now it's time for us to take our power back and kick some ass. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that helped. Love yourself. It's your greatest weapon.